top to bottom is coming to another video review, and I want to thank toyarena.com for this because I've been looking for this and they actually had a good deal on this, and I decided to finally pick it up. And as you can see, now this is actually fairly old, but as you can see, this is the Transformers device music label. I'm sorry, not device label, music label from Takara Tomy. So this is actually a legitimate Takara, got a Hasbro sticker on there, item. So it's very nice. The spark blue version, there's a couple different versions that are out there. I have the one that looks like Soundwave, plain audio player. You got a nice chromish Decepticon logo up here. This is actually a really nice box. I'm not exactly sure why they made this white. I think P.L. mentioned in a review that he did for this that maybe they're trying to imitate the iPod look, I suppose, and it kind of does because it's got the glossy black box and everything. Transform your music, and here's a picture of him, although he doesn't look like that at all. Transformers, Takara Tomy, and then some crazy Japanese stuff that I can't read. And then when you flip this up, you have this nice little box art play style. You can actually, this actually physically plays with earphones, and you can actually listen to music and everything. It's a plain audio player, as it says, and here he is. Fairly nice looking packaging. Comes with the figure itself, weapons, whatever. It's a couple different hands, and he's got some earbuds in there. So really nice packaging. But I wanted a Soundwave that fits nicely with my classic figures, and this one does, and I'll show that off. So let's get this guy opened and see what we have. Okay guys, so here we have Soundwave opened up out of his packaging, hanging out with Frenzy, just kind of chilling. that's about it. So I just wanted to bring him in just for a bit of a size comparison of him in his MP3 player mode, I suppose. So we're gonna get Frenzy out of the way for right now. Now in terms of another size comparison, here's his accessories. I'll just move those off to the back. Here is the music label Soundwave. Here is Generation 1 Soundwave, and as you can see, there is a vast difference in terms of the size, and you can really tell this guy was always oversized anyhow, really kind of out of scale with the G1 figures. This one just fits so perfect with the classic line, except it's not closed all the way. Oh well. It's just absolutely a perfect figure in terms of the size and scale for him. I absolutely love it, but there's that size comparison. Now onto the figure himself. As you can see, like I said, very, very simple, although I don't have that twisted around all the way, so it's sticking out. It actually sits in a little bit better. I didn't put batteries in it, so I can't test out the functionality of his MP3 playing, but he has controls right down here. You got a play, you got a forward, you got a back, you have a volume up and a volume down button, so nothing too terribly complicated or anything. It's very simple. One thing that I am kind of disappointed, there's no die cast in this, which I kind of thought that there would be, being that this is a Takara Tomy issue of a toy. So I'm kind of disappointed in that, but it's still very nice and it fits perfectly with my classic figures. He is a little bit more pricey. I don't remember how much he is. I think I got him from Toy Arena for $69. I think I'll put the price down there or whatever in the link to buy this over there. He's on sale there, and I just think it's fantastic, and I've wanted to get him for a while, and he was always a little bit pricey, and he's still a little bit pricey, but he's an exclusive type of figure, so I kind of understand the expense on him. But overall, very nice figure. There's not really much to talk about in this mode. You push this little button, and as I showed you before, his chest piece will open. Now, unfortunately, cassettes cannot fit in there. I am getting the device label blaster figure, which will be able to hold his G1 cassettes, which I think is fantastic. So really excited. Now to transform this guy, it's actually fairly simple. Just come around here to the bottom and fold these little hands out like so. You can fold down the legs at this point in time. Then you want to rotate them up, and then you swivel them down. So fold this down, rotate this section back, and then bring it down just like so. Come around here, you have feet, fold that out, and then on the back side he also has heels. So fold those out as well. Do that on both sides of the figure. There you go. Now normally these are pegged in, but this one kind of came undone. You got to loosen that up, and this one's kind of stiff for me, so you kind of got to give it a little force, and then it pulls out, just like so. Kind of just straighten those out, and then these slide forward and up. There we go. Slide forward and up. And there you have them. Kind of just position the arms a little bit differently. Now, so here you pretty much have one cool little thing on here is his head's on a spring-loaded thing. So when you slide this back, his head should pop out. So there's Soundwave. It's kind of loosey-goosey here, but it is also on a ball joint, so you can get him turning his head and doing whatever he wants. Now, for his accessories, he does come with this guy, which I was trying to show off in the box, and it wasn't coming across very well, so let's try this again. So it says that he has a Destron Soundwave, which Destron is the Japanese name for Decepticon, I suppose, and an electric launcher. So very nice. You got those little missiles in there are actually painted red. I don't know if you can see that very well. Very nice detail on that. I really like this. And again, you know, the G1 Soundwave came with these, and they just plugged in. They were his batteries. So it's nice to see. This plugs in right in the top where his little port for the headphones, I suppose, would go. So you just plug that right in like so. Pretty nice. And now you have a more complete looking Soundwave. And he also comes with his gun, which also says Destron Soundwave Wave Blaster. Bluster. It actually says Wave Bluster. Pretty nice here as well. Now, one thing that I want to talk about first are his fists. He comes with 3 different sets of fists. One being a closed fist, like I have on this hand. One being with a trigger finger on this one. He also has another one that has a little bit more pronounced finger so that you can get him doing this type of a thing. Looking like he's pushing down on here, but I'll usually leave this hand on here. The other ones I put in storage. This one holds his gun better, and it still looks like he's able to hit the little trigger thing to open this up. So, fiddle around a little bit, and here we have Soundwave in his robot mode. Again, gorgeous looking mold for this figure. In terms of a size comparison real quick, here he is next to Voyager class Classics Optimus Prime. And as you can see, the scaling of them is much better than the G1 version that got the Classics label attached to him. Also, let's show him next to Senior Starscream. So here's Starscream, and he's a little bit shorter. He's a deluxe class, so he's kind of in between a deluxe and a Voyager in terms of the size scale for him. In one final comparison, here you see him next to the G1 Soundwave. A couple of the big differences that you're going to notice, and it's coming across fairly good on the camera. This blue is different than this. This almost has a purplish type of blue to it. Also, he's got yellow eyes, whereas this Soundwave has red eyes. Slightly different remold on the head, and I like the red eyes on this guy a whole lot better. There. And I just like this connection a little bit more than this one here. I think it just looks a little bit better, so I'm extraordinarily excited about this figure. Now, in terms of articulation, you have the standard type of articulation that you have on a more modern figure. You have the head on a ball joint, so he can rotate all over the place. He can look up and down and all that fantastic stuff. And showing you his face a little bit, I mean, that just is a very nice looking sculpt on the face. I really like the way that looks. His arms will rotate at the shoulder. They also kind of move in and out. He's got 2 joints on the elbow so that you can position him however you want. His hands are on ball joints, so you can just rotate those, and that's how you actually replace them. You just pull them out, then you pop them back in. No waist articulation, but the legs will move forward and back, bend at the knee, and they also rotate just above the knee. And also you get the little pivot in the foot, but that really doesn't do too much. Overall, though, I mean, I think this figure is outstanding. The detail on him is brilliant. He fits perfectly with classic figures. I absolutely, except he falls. I think he's one of the best looking figures, and I really wish that Hasbro actually kind of released something like this to go along with the classic figures, just instead of reissuing the original the Soundwave again. So overall, really nice figure. Now, to transform him back, you want to return all of these to his storage facility, which is the back. Take the arms and slide them back. You can take the head. Now, the head's a little bit tough because it's such a strong spring. You got to push it down and then slide this forward. And there we go. So we have this like so. Just kind of set these down to the side. Fold the feet back. Rotate this up, and that'll plug in nicely. Rotate this around, There we go. That'll peg together. Come around here to the back. You can tab these little bits together. Except this one doesn't want to go in all the way, and that's probably because I have, like I said, I have his forearm position wrong up there. But you can just fold the hands in there. Fold the hands in there. And here you have Soundwave back in his little MP3 mode. Again, a brilliant looking figure. I wish it had a little bit more die cast and some weight to it. It's kind of light, but like I said, it's a classic figure. So I think it's perfect. Now, if you guys want to pick this up, feel free to. I think it's a terrific addition to any collection itself. The only problem that you're going to have with it is the fact that it is a little bit more pricey, just because it's a premium type of a figure. You have to pay extra for that kind of stuff. So overall, I love it. I think that the general enthusiasts for Transformers will like it as well. So if you guys are interested, pick it up. I hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, this is Optibotimus. I'll talk to you later.